Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH the Flame Emperor episode number 134 based on novel. So let's start. It's almost the same. Seeing this, Ling Yun was also a little surprised. Although the strength of these named disciples is very weak, even Ling Yun admires the spirit of perseverance, but at this moment, Ling Yun can't care so much. You will be able to enter the 3 major mountain ranges, and at that time, Xiao Yan and the Dawning team will be fighting. Ling Yun thought to himself, and immediately the dazzling energy of life emerged from his body, in order to prevent Li Ji and the others from suddenly counterattacking. Bring it here. Ling Yun gently came to Zi Lian's side, raised his hand and said, "Then you take it." But the next moment, a smile suddenly appeared on Na Zilian's face. Immediately, Ling Yun felt a phantom flashing around him as fast as lightning, and the wooden sign that had been put down by Zi Lian suddenly disappear. Captain. After this sudden scene, the other 4 teammates in the women's team came to Ling Yun's temple and watched the surroundings vigilantly. Senior brother Zilian, it's unreasonable to give this thing away so easily, right? A hearty laughter slowly came from the shadow above the sky. Through that phantom, a wave of flames slowly emerged. Xiao Yang. It's finally here. The Dawning team, which was hidden in the dark, was slightly startled when they heard the words. As for Xiao Yang's strength, they are very clear. He was clearly a late-stage 6-star Do Emperor, and even without any vitality in his body, he defeated their entire Dawning team by himself. Although in the end it was Dawning team captain Guang Lu who escaped early in order to prevent someone from attacking, but Guang Lu did know that which of his and Anli's energy fusion skills did not work on Xiao Yang, then they had already lost. Xiao Yang. Seeing the figure who had just separated, Chen Zhong suddenly burst out with a feverish fighting spirit. Let's watch a good show. Guang Lu naturally knew this belligerent personality, and immediately said. In another place, when the phantom above the sky gradually revealed its true face, the wooden plaque of the Nazilian team was already tightly held in his hand. You're Xiao Yang? Ling Yun couldn't help but be startled when he saw this. Apparently, just now Ling Yun found a phantom flickering around him, and it was Xiao Yang who took away the wooden token she had. Brother Xiao Yang, this time we've come here is beyond our expectations, so this wooden plaque should be given to you by us. Seeing this, Zi Lian was overjoyed and immediately said, "You old bastard, can you still have a face?" A petite woman in Ling Yun's team couldn't stand it any longer, and immediately scolded. This wooden sign was clearly forced to hand over because Zi Lian couldn't beat their captain, so why is it now a gift to others? If you wanted to send it, wouldn't you send it earlier? They've already been taken away by others before they were given away. Don't talk about it. Ling Yun immediately glanced at the petite woman behind him, and then the petite woman seemed to be very afraid of Ling Yun and kept her mouth shut. After being said by the petite woman, Ario's face flushed slightly because of the temperament of this Zilian. I accept this, leave the rest to me. Xiao Yang naturally knows this, but it is not too public or private. Xiao Yang is a member of the human palace, although the 3 halls of heaven, earth and people in the burning incense pavilion, but these Zilian people are also named disciples of their human palace. Then let's say goodbye first. Knowing that a war was about to break out here, Zi Lian immediately said a few polite words to Xiao Yang, and then disappeared directly here. Without the wooden sign, they lost their qualifications to enter the 3 major mountain ranges, so Ling Yun and the others did not entangle with Zi Lian's team too much. It's not a wise choice to stand up for others. After Zilian's team left, Ling Yun stood on the ground, looking straight at Xiao Yang with an astonishing coldness in his eyes. Now I'm a team with 3 wooden cards, so I won't play with you, let's go first. Xiao Yang laughed slowly, and then he was just about to walk. Completing the 5-element beast task is the main thing. Do you want to leave like this? Isn't it too much to take my Ling Yun seriously? Ling Yun's voice contained a bit of anger. Although the strength of the Zilian team is not very good, more or less, they have consumed some of Ling Yun's power, and in this mysterious Luoling mountain, the power consumed cannot be supplemented by their own exercises, and can only rely on medicine to recover. The most important thing is that the wooden plaque of the Zilian first team is clearly something that he can easily get, but this Xiao Yang gave him the first step. This is the most irritating. I don't know if senior sister Ling Yun has anything to teach me. Xiao Yang slightly came to the ground from midair and looked at Ling Yun. After all, this is Luoling Mountain and there are many restrictions, so even if Xiao Yang wanted to run, he couldn't run very far. Hand over your wooden plaque, I may consider forgiving you. Ling Yun said slightly, not at all shocked by Xiao Yang's terrifying strength. Because in terms of strength, Ling Yun believes that apart from the very few disciples in the Funxiang Pavilion, there is no one who can surpass her. A life that is too smooth is not necessarily a good life. Look at the time, a few of them should have arrived. Xiao Yang naturally didn't listen to Ling Yun's words. After all, everyone is not a 3-year-old child. Who would really do as Ling Yun said? Before, Xiao Yang and his group came here. With the help of the holy flame in his body, Xiao Yang's speed was also faster than a few others, so they came here first. Our captain is talking to you. Seeing what Ling Yun said, Xiao Yang ignored it, and the dark-skinned woman immediately said angrily, "It's no wonder that the people in their human palace are so rare, and they are so rude. This sentence, I'll give it back to you." Xiao Yang finally couldn't bear the woman's chatter, and immediately spoke slightly. The next moment, a majestic Emperor Yang's power instantly covered Xiao Yang's body, like a flame overlord. It's really terrifying. Looking at the appearance, I'm afraid it has reached the level of the late 6-star Do Emperor. Although Ling Yun is arrogant, he can have such a strong strength and network at such a young age. It's not just that appearance depends more on one's own strength. Captain, how could this Xiao Yang's strength be in the late 6-star Do Di? The next moment, the 4 women in the women's team spoke at the same time, and their voices were filled with incredible voices. "Hey, Xiao Yang, you ran so fast, but luckily you caught up." Just when Ling Yun and the others were attracted by Xiao Yang's power of Emperor Yang, 4 figures slowly appeared on the side. Lined up in order, it was Green Flute, Mu Yingying, Mu Feng, and Na Lingxian. It's interesting now. After Ling Yun finished speaking, a smile appeared in his heart. Since everyone is here, let's start. I wanted to see Xiao Yang who killed the twin ghost emperors for a long time. Is there such a hype from the outside world? Ling Yun looked at the other 4 and Xiao Yang, and immediately spoke. As for the wooden token that Xiao Yang had already taken into his pocket, Ling Yun did not worry too much. After all, there were 5 Xiao Yang and the others, so even Xiao Yang would not be able to fly with his wings attached. Go in and spit out viciously. Captain, the strength of these people. The other women saw at first sight that among the 4 people around Xiao Yang, there were actually 2 5-star fighting emperors who had not yet surpassed the 6-star fighting emperor. Not to mention the 5-star Do Emperor, even if it is some ordinary 6-star Do Emperor early stage powerhouse, the other 4 in this women's team are not afraid at all. The strength of these people is not as normal as it seems, so don't underestimate your opponent. But this is a good opportunity for us. Ling Yun said slowly, and then said with a smile on the corner of his mouth. I don't think so. Xiao Yang slowly put away the wooden signs under his command. Since Mu Yingying and the others have already come here, there is no need to be polite to Ling Yun. Although Ling Yun's dignified strength in the late stage of the 6-star Do Emperor is not weak, Xiao Yang's own strength has also reached the late stage of the 6-star Do Emperor, and he is not afraid at all. Oh, then what do you mean? Ling Yun opened his mouth slightly, although he had already heard that Xiao Yang and Mu Yingying were inscrutable, but Ling Yun didn't believe that these people were among the 4 mid-stage 6-star Do Emperor in their entire team. Go out with her, a late-stage powerhouse of the 6-star Do Emperor. It's useless to talk more, let's fight. Mu Feng naturally knew that Ling Yun was deliberately delaying time. If the dawning team appeared, Xiao Yang and their festival would inevitably lead to a fierce battle. At that time, the dawning team would add this girl. Team, I'm afraid that time will be the real disaster. If that's the case, then come on. Ling Yun didn't mean to delay the time. After all, with Ling Yun's arrogance and their 4 mid-level 6-star Do Emperor teammates, such terrifying strength was enough to kill many teams in seconds. Although Yang's team was not weak, Xiao Yang was the only one who made Ling Yun feel the pressure. Leave Ling Yun to me. Xiao Yang was the first to stand up, and then slowly opened his mouth, looking directly at Ling Yun. Ling Yun's body was slowly exuding an extremely fierce vitality. Such terrifying fluctuations are stronger than the average 6-star Do Di in the late stage, so Xiao Yang did not dare to take it lightly. Captain. Seeing Xiao Yang being so arrogant, the other 4 women immediately became slightly wary. It's okay, since someone else has already chosen it, I'll take it. A smile flickered on the corner of Ling Yun's mouth, and then his eyes fixed on Xiao Yang. Even if the current Xiao Yang did not exude any power, Ling Yun faintly felt a sense of danger. A woman's perception of danger comes from intuition, but a woman's intuition is very accurate. Ling Yun has always believed in it. Leave the rest to us. Mu Yingying walked to Xiao Yang's side and patted Xiao Yang's shoulder. Yes. Xiao Yang agreed softly. It seems that this should be a good show. After Green Flute finished speaking, she slowly exuded terrifying power. Although the strength of LVDI and Mufeng is only the perfection of the 5-star Do Emperor, they are not too conceited compared to the ordinary 6-star Do Emperor in the early stage. The 4 of them will be handed over to you. Remember, don't kill him. Ling Yun whispered to the 4 teammates behind him, because Ling Yun seemed to know that he might not be able to deal with Xiao Yang, so he had no choice but to say, "Okay." The 4 middle-stage 6-star Do D women behind Ling Yun heard the words. Although they didn't understand why their teammates would say such a word, they still nodded lightly. "It seems that you have confidence in your teammates." Xiao Yang looked at Ling Yun lazily. Although the two were on the opposite side of the enemy, he had to say that Ling Yun, regardless of talent, strength, or even beauty, all are top choices. Even if your teammates are terrifying, it is obviously not realistic to rely on Ling Xuan's mid 6-star Do Emperor stage and a 6-star Do March early stage teammate, and want to settle down in the hands of my 4 mid 6-star Do Emperor teammates. Ling Yun narrowed, he shook his head and told the truth. "Then why don't we take a gamble? If my teammate wins against your teammate, what will you do?" Xiao Yang asked with a smile. "Hehe, this gamble doesn't mean anything to me, so I refuse." Ling Yun was naturally not another woman with no brains, so he refused directly. "What if I add the 3 wooden tokens in my hand?" After Xiao Yang finished speaking, 3 wooden tokens suddenly appeared in his hand. These 3 wooden tokens are the keys to enter the 3 mountain ranges behind him. 3 wooden plaques, 1 is indispensable. "What about your conditions?" Ling Yun naturally knew that Xiao Yang had to use such a huge handwriting, and he must have his backing, so he said, "I don't ask much, tell me the secrets you know about these 3 major mountain ranges." Xiao Yang said lightly. However, when Ling Yun heard the words, his expression suddenly became ugly. "I don't know what you're talking about." Ling Yun's eyes changed, and he spoke immediately. But at this time, Ling Yun's mind was extremely chaotic. The entire Funxiang pavilion knew of some secrets in the 3 major mountain ranges. However, Ling Yun was definitely one of them, but he didn't know how Xiao Yang knew about this news. "Are you surprised? But I'm a 2nd-rank emperor pharmacist, so I can naturally see some secrets in you," Xiao Yang said. "A 2nd-rank emperor alchemist?" As soon as these words came out, let alone the 4 women behind Ling Yun who were about to launch an attack, and even Mu Yingying were stunned. When did Xiao Yang break through to the 2nd-rank emperor rank alchemist? The medicinal herbs that can refine the 1st-grade emperor rank Tiandixuan 3-level pills can be reused in the burning incense pavilion, not to mention such a young emperor rank 2nd-grade pharmacist. A pharmacist of the 2nd rank of the emperor? Ling Yun was shocked when he heard the words, and then his face was full of disbelief. This refining pharmacist is like a phoenix feather and water chestnut. Even if it is a high-level plane like Dodi continent, pharmacists must start from the 1st-rank refining pharmacist, and the 10th rank and above will be the 1st rank of the emperor. With such a rare profession, alchemists who can achieve certain achievements are extremely rare. That's right. Xiao Yang stared at Ling Yun with a smile on the corner of his mouth. Although Xiao Yang did not lie about the title of the 2nd-rank pharmacist of the emperor rank, Xinyan told Xiao Yang that Ling Yun knew some secrets in Luoling Mountain. If it wasn't for Xinyan, how would Xiao Yang know about this time? Thing. Humph. Stop pretending to be a ghost. Give it to me. Ling Yun snorted coldly, suppressing the extremely tyrannical shock in his body, and then opened his mouth. As soon as the words fell, the 4 women beside Ling Yun and the 4 strong men beside Xiao Yang directly fought together. Xiao Yang and Ling Yun looked at each other tensely, as if they would strike in an instant. The real battle is about to unfold slowly at this time. Beside Ling Yun, the fierce energy of life poured out from the 4 women, and then directly confronted the 4 of them Mu Yingying. Except for Ling Yun, the terrifying vitality of the 4 women made the air in this space exude a bit of solemnity, but Mu Yingying and the 4 were by no means ordinary people. Seeing this, Mu Yingying couldn't help but say a word in her heart, and then the terrifying Do-Chi fluctuations on the 4 of them were born in an instant, directly confronting the 4 of them. The first to bear the brunt is Mu Yingying. Mu Yingying was covered in azure flames, and this azure flame revealed a scorching temperature between the lines. The next moment, Mu Yingying's figure exploded, and the terrifying attack went directly at a woman. The extent of that made the woman secretly smack her tongue. Then there was Mu Feng, the wooden sword in his hand came out, and a huge black-blue Do-Chi roared away directly, and the momentum was very terrifying. The green flute is a green poisonous fighting chi, and it is also quite terrifying. Even though Ling Xian is the eldest lady, her strength in the middle stage of the 6-star Do-Di should not be underestimated. Xiao Yang, look at the tricks. Although Ling Yun was arrogant, he did not underestimate Xiao Yang in the slightest. Xiao Yang exclaimed softly, and the extremely dazzling Emperor Yang slowly spread out, staring at Ling Yun with a solemn expression. "Come on," Xiao Yang said softly, and then the ancient ruler of eternal fire behind him twitched instantly. It's just that before Xiao Yang started, the core inscription in his body kept moving, forming a formation around Ling Yun. Ling Yun was too focused and didn't notice it. Flower hand. With a coquettish roar, Ling Yun's dazzling energy of life was immediately attached to his palm, and a suffocating, terrifying aura emerged spontaneously in his palm. In the face of such a terrifying attack, even from a short distance, Xiao Yang can understand that this is no child's play. Fire. The first foot of the seven-layered sky-shattering ruler. Xiao Yang's imposing manner immediately burst out, and all the horrors of Emperor Yang's flames were revealed. Boom boom boom. Ling Yun's dazzling flower hand directly projected towards Xiao Yang without hesitation, like a meteorite falling from the sky. Xiao Yang's attack was not far behind. The first layer of the seven-layered sky-breaking ruler directly chopped away, and the giant ruler with Emperor Yang and the white palm print instantly blended. Wherever the two of them were standing, fire was everywhere. These Ling Yun and Xiao Yang are indeed worthy of being the powerhouses in the late stage of the six-star Dodi. They used such terrifying power from the very beginning. Qianzhong, who was hiding in the dark, said slowly, but in those eyes the strong thirst for war could not be concealed. The strength of these two is really strong, but I don't know who has a better chance of winning in this battle. Tan Xiaoyang said slowly, for Ling Yun and Xiao Yang, one of them is one of the strongest in their palace, and the other it is the strongest in the Hall of People, and it is really hard to tell which one is stronger and which one is weaker. It's hard to say. Although Ling Yun is extremely powerful, Xiao Yang seems to have a lot of secrets. Even if it's me, I don't have the certainty of winning. Guanglu said thoughtfully. The human energy fusion technique was easily resolved by Xiao Yang. The central reason for this, Guanglu still doesn't know the reason. I heard that the ground team has entered inside. It's just that I don't know which of the three major mountain ranges the team entered. Anli was not worried about the victory of Xiao Yang and Ling Yun's team at all, and put all his thoughts into the three mountain ranges. I have to say, you are very strong. During the battle, Ling Yun made several very proud attacks, but every fatal attack would be resolved by Xiao Yang, which made Ling Yun, who was always arrogant, to Xiao Yang. With a new understanding. You also exceeded my expectations. I didn't expect you to be so tyrannical. Xiao Yang shook the dust on his shoulders and said, "Come again." Ling Yun paused for a while and said a few words, and then the dazzling energy of life emerged, gathered on the palm of his hand, and slapped Xiao Yang. Boom boom boom. Xiao Yang's eyes were quick and his hands were fast, and the ancient ruler of the ancient fire of fire suddenly lifted up, just blocking Ling Yun's terrifying blow. Drink. Ling Yun snorted coldly when he saw that his attack was blocked, and even more terrifying power burst out, trying to break through the strange fire and ancient ruler in front of Xiao Yang to give him a fatal blow. Your strength is not enough. After all, Xiao Yang is someone who has experienced strong winds and waves. Faced with Ling Yun's fierce attack, he suddenly exerted force with both hands, and with the help of the anti-vibration of the Hung ancient ruler of different fire, he instantly sent Ling Yun flying out. Immediately open the distance quickly, pretend to be a ghost. Ling Yun's figure was shaken by Xiao Yang's strange fire and ancient ruler, and the shock was not light. He took several steps back in a row to stabilize his pace, but Ling Yun found that as the fighting time got longer and longer, his own strengths are getting less and less, but this Xiao Yang is getting stronger and stronger. What's going on? At the next moment, Ling Yun's beautiful eyes exuded a trace of doubt, and then an extremely hot wave of fire suddenly appeared in the surrounding space, surrounding the two of them. It's time to end. Although I have to say that you are very strong, I have to win this wooden card, so. Offended. Xiao Yang's voice changed from the calm before, replaced by an unfathomable depth like an abyss. Asshole. This is a formation? Ling Yun continuously volatilized several terrifying energy of life, but found that he couldn't break through this space no matter what, and immediately bit his lips slightly, a feeling that something was wrong. Born out of my heart. Great heavens, fortune palm. The first 2 or 3 feet of the 7-layer breaking sky ruler, 3-foot burst. Xiao Yang's majestic voice is like a monarch in flames with an incomparable aura, only to force Ling Yun. Facing Xiao Yang's terrifying space, Ling Yun's beautiful eyes beat a few times calmly, and then a wave of fear filled her heart. No wonder I was able to defeat the twin ghost emperors. There are still some means, but the power of life, the strike of life. In the next moment, Ling Yun's eyes flashed with an unyielding spirit. At this time, almost all the energy of life in Ling Yun's body was twitched, and a strong energy of life permeated this special formation space, but Xiao Yang's side was not afraid of vegetarianism. The huge palm print of the great heaven and the three huge rulers roared past. Xiao Yang, just let me see how powerful you are. Ling Yun laughed at himself, and immediately shot all the energy in his body towards Xiao Yang's attack without hesitation. Boom boom boom. The terrifying fluctuations of the two just collided, and Xiao Yang's formation immediately shattered, and then the terrifying heat wave spread out in circle after circle. Get ready, they have already decided the winner. Just when the smoke slowly dissipated, Guanglu, the captain of the Dawning team, suddenly said. When the other members of the Dawning team heard the words, their eyes widened, and in the center of the smoke, they could only vaguely see the figure of a young man with a heavy ruler on his back. There are enemies. Mu Feng was shocked when he heard the word. There are only 3 teams left that have not yet entered the 3 major mountain ranges. Xiao Yang has 1 team, 1 from the women's team, and 1 from the Dawn team. Now that the women's team has been eliminated and has left, I am afraid that the remaining team does not need to think about it and knows that there is only the Dawning team. This Dawning team was educated by Xiao Yang alone before. Although the most powerful captain, Guanglu, didn't take action, Xiao Yang's terror still caused a lot of shock to them. Brother Xiao Yang, it's been a long time. The 5 members of the Dawning team slowly appeared in front of Xiao Yang and the 5 members, with a confident smile on their faces. It seems that the scars from the previous battle with Xiao Yang have been healed by Anli's first-grade alchemist. After all, the 5 Xiao Yang had just spent a lot of energy fighting the women's team, and they couldn't rely on the recovery of Do Qigong in this Luoling mountain, which would be of great benefit to their Dawning team. Why, you haven't been beaten enough yet. Xiao Yang said lightly without the slightest surprise when he saw this. However, Xiao Yang's heart sank slightly. It seemed that the Dawning team played a trick to catch the cicada and the oriole behind, which made Xiao Yang a little unhappy. Although the Dawning team is powerful, its captain, 6-star Do Di, has the perfect strength. Guanglu's fiancé, Anli, has reached the late stage of 6-star Do Di, and the other 3 are also in the middle stage of 6-star Do Di. However, in the previous battle, the captain Guanglu was reluctant to take action, as if he was waiting or fearing something. Otherwise, Xiao Yang believed that with the strength of this light path, the previous battle would definitely not be easy. With his powerful soul power, Xiao Yang discovered the Dawning team just when he came here, but because the women's team was still there, he did not expose them. Now that the women's team left, the Dawning team naturally jumped out. Now that brother Xiao Yang has 5 wooden plaques on his body, why not lend us one and enter the 3 major mountain ranges together, so that everyone can take care of each other? Guanglu ignored Xiao Yang's provocation and said with a slight smile. What if I don't borrow it? Xiao Yang also said with a smile. His smile was full of danger. Although his body has consumed a lot of fighting qi, don't forget that Xiao Yang is a pharmacist. A high-level pharmacist must have a lot of medicinal pills to restore vindictiveness in his hands. Obviously, the few people in Guanglu did not expect it. Stop talking nonsense, Captain, let's do it. This Xiao Yang has just lost a lot of strength in the battle with the women's team. Now that he is facing us, I am afraid there will be no winners or losers. As for the wooden plaques, after they are defeated, we can just take them away. Chen Zhang's strong thirst for war said eagerly. Do it. Guanglu was not hesitant, he spoke directly. As soon as Guanglu finished speaking, the 4 teammates around him immediately dispersed and attacked Mu Yingying and the 4 of them. Their aura was stronger than the previous women's team. Looking at the appearance, they obviously want to solve the game as quickly as possible. Bastard! Mu Feng scolded secretly, and then without hesitation, the terrifying fighting spirit all over his body erupted directly, constantly resisting the attacks of the other 4 members of the Dawning team. However, the vindictiveness in Mu Feng's body has an illusory feeling of being strong on the outside and working on the inside. Obviously, he has just stepped up to deal with the women's team, and he has already used a lot of power. Green Flute and Mu Feng were both uncomfortable. After all, they had just fought against the 2 mid-stage 6-star Do Emperor powerhouses in the women's team. For them, it was already extremely difficult to handle. To deal with this Dawn team again, it is inevitable that they are more than enough but not enough. Mu Feng, Ludi, the 2 of you retreat. Lingxian and I will deal with it here. Mu Yingying saw that Mu Feng and Ludi were no longer able to deal with the fighting in their bodies, so she couldn't help but speak. Mu Yingying was also very cold at first, but she has experienced more with Mu Feng and Ludi, and more or less has the taste of her companions. But you. Mu Feng and LVDI asked Mu Yingying suspiciously. The strength of the Dawn team's Chance Hanqiankyu Tan Xiaoyang Anli Li is obvious to all. If it were only Mu Yingying and Ling Xian, I'm afraid. You all quit first to cultivate well. It's difficult, but it's not difficult for me. If we are really lost at that time, and your strength is restored, you can help us, right? Ling Xian couldn't help but have different opinions on Mu Yingying. Although the strength of the four in front of them is not weak, Ling Xian has her confidence. Whether it is fighting Qigong technique, fighting skills, or even the strength of life, Ling Xian is much stronger than the four members of the Dawning team. It seems that your teammates are exhausted. Guanglu looked at Xiao Yang's other four teammates and couldn't help but say, each other. Xiao Yang naturally took this to heart and frowned. The situation on the battlefield is changing rapidly. It was because someone came before, so I didn't have a good fight with you. Today is finally okay. A fierce breath permeated from Guanglu. Then let me see how powerful you are, Xiao Yang said in a deep voice, and immediately started to move. Because Xiao Yang understands that only by defeating this light path as quickly as himself can he possibly help his teammate. The flame divides the wave ruler. With a soft drink, the ancient ruler of different fires in his hand suddenly sent out an extremely hot huge wave of fire, which was approaching the light path. This level of fighting skills can't cause any harm to me, you should show your true abilities. The dazzling energy of life on Guanglu's body directly devoured Xiao Yang's flames. As expected, he is indeed a complete powerhouse of the six-star Do Di. Xiao Yang naturally believes in what Guanglu said. After all, this Guanglu's strength has already reached the six-star Do Emperor consummation. If Xiao Yang was defeated so easily, then the Guanglu six-star Do Emperor consummation's strength would be too watery. Since this doesn't work, then try this. Huang Quan is angry. With a loud shout, the terrifying power that attacked the soul poured out directly from Xiao Yang's body, and then attacked the light path. Light, be careful. Seeing this in the dark side of the battle, I couldn't help but feel a sense of unease in my heart. This soul attack is hard to guard against. If there is a little loss, it may lead to damage to the source. Humph. Seeing this, Guanglu snorted coldly, and the dazzling energy of life formed an extremely thick white shield wall in front of him, trying to resist Xiao Yang's terrifying soul attack. This thing is useless. Xiao Yang knew that his soul attack could not be a killer. His purpose was to distract the light path, so that he could approach the light path and unleash a terrifying blow. Damn it. The next moment, Guanglu also realized that something was wrong. His breath suddenly recovered, and then he put his hands on his chest. Bang bang bang. The most terrifying aspect of Xiao Yang is melee combat. When using the light path to mobilize the power of life to defend against the attack of the soul, Xiao Yang's hands, feet, arms, all turned into the sharpest weapons, causing a lot of conspicuous damage on the light path. This video will end here.